Anyone going through the recovery process knows that "I'm working on it" is a phrase you will become familiar with, and quickly. Becca Jordan is learning how to navigate through her new life and working her way down the road to recovery.
And the next one's 9 months, so didn't make it to that. Working on it. Like, I just had turned 18 and I was hanging out with my older brother. We got really into the club scene in Minneapolis. Like, I really leaned in on alcohol for a while. With my addict mind thinking, I decided to just hide the alcohol and then move on to something that was more socially acceptable in the club scene. I got introduced to ketamine, and that's what I consider my DOC, and it was just exactly what I was looking for. I was doing ketamine at least 3 times a day. I do it in the morning before I went to school. I do it in the school bathroom. Then that became pretty expensive, and so I started doing a lot of cocaine. They would just give it away. If you were a girl, you got free coke. And then I got into Xanax as I got to the point where I was taking 8 or more Xanax throughout the day. I was at home in my parents' basement. No one was home, and I was completely out of everything. I didn't have any weed. I didn't have any alcohol, anything whatsoever. And I remember just crying on the ground, thinking, how the hell did I get here? But I went to my drug counselor and just told her everything. And she was telling me, she's like, you need to go to inpatient. That would be really good for you to go to rehab. And I was like, yeah, right, I don't need inpatient, I'm not that bad, whatever. So I went back to the drug counselor. She showed me different options on where I could go, and 3 days later I got admitted to Hazelden, Plymouth. And I was in rehab an inpatient for 30 days. Yeah, when I got out of inpatient, I went into a sober home. For the first, month, it's called, they call it the pink cloud that you're riding on. Everything's perfect, you're sober, life's so awesome, the clouds, I've never noticed how pretty they are, and just little things like that. And then reality kind of hits you, and it's shit, I don't know, reality isn't, you still have to deal with life, and learning how to deal with life and dealing with real emotions is really difficult, and I'm still working on how I even do that.
And what about now?
What about now?
How do you feel?
I miss my old life, as messed up as that sounds. I do miss my own life, but that's my addict brain talking. It's in reality, I don't want to go back to that. I don't know. It's a day-to-day challenge for sure. I feel I have 2 different brains, my addict brain and my normal brain, and I'm learning to differentiate the 2 every day, I guess.